All right, guys, it's your boy Dom, and I'm back, but it's a bit different. I'm here to talk Club World Cup, but I got to do things a bit different, man. I came out the blocks a little bit too hot. You know, the opening match day, that was fine and all. The Al Ahly, Inter Miami game, it was nice. One match that day, reviewed it. You know, got a lot of attention. But yesterday, man, how many games were played yesterday? Was it like 4 games or something like that? How many games were played yesterday? That was, that was like 4 games, man. That was a bit too much to handle. I actually watched 3 of the matches. I was watching the Botafogo Seattle Sounders game, but I fell asleep, and I did match reviews for 3 of the 4 games yesterday, and it was all crickets. You see what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe there's not an interest for the Club World Cup amongst fans. I don't know. But I'm going to still attempt to talk about these games, and, you know, because there are people who are interested in the matches. So I'm doing this for you, the few hundreds of people, you know. And, I'm just here to do an update. I think what I should do, unless there's like a really, really, really good game that and I want to talk about it, I should just do like daily updates, you know, like, because this is way too many games, man. Way too many games, you know. It's such a, it's so condensed, you know, so like it's jammed up, ram-packed schedule. It's hard to, you know, carry on with everyday life and still watch these games and do an analysis on these games. Like, it's almost impossible. You see what I'm saying? So, let's just do a quick recap of what's happened so far at the Club World Cup. Al Ahly 0, Inter Miami 0. That was the Group A fixtures. And the other Group A matches that were played, listen, I don't even know the groups that well. But Palmeiras and Porto played to a 0-0 draw. So, 2 0-0 draws in the opening Group A matches. So, Group A, wide open. So, in terms of the next group there, let me see. This was Group B. I need to find Group B. So, Group B. PSG 4, Atletico Madrid 0. And in terms of the next other teams from that group, I did talk about that game already. Like, I'm not like 100% like knowledgeable on the groups yet, like all the teams. So, pardon me there. But Botafogo and Seattle Sounders, they played, and that was at 10 p.m. Listen, I got to get up for 4 a.m. in the morning. I can't stay up watching these games and doing videos and, you know, be efficient. You see what I'm saying? So, Botafogo 2, Seattle Sounders 1. Cunha, 28-minute goal. Igor Jesus in the 44th minute. Really good first half by Botafogo. But Seattle Sounders fought back in the second half to pull one back to Christian Roldan in the 75th minute. As I said, I watched this game, but I didn't make a separate video on it. Botafogo looks good. Palmeiras looks good. You know, Al Ahly, Inter. Listen, it's a neat tournament. I like the tournament, but it's kind of a difficult tournament to hold because there's clubs just coming off of a long season, and then they're going to be in the Club World Cup. So, and then by the time you blink, it's the season start again. Some clubs are starting their season, so this is going to take a toll on these clubs. But listen, man, it's the price of being good. You see what I mean? Because if these teams weren't good, they wouldn't have been in the tournament. So, so those were the games that were played yesterday. Bayern Munich, Auckland City, 10-0. Yeah, I know, 10-0. And we had 2 games today so far, and we have another one at 9 p.m. That's like in 29 minutes from now. So, as I said, didn't watch the Botafogo Seattle Sounders game, the whole game, and I didn't even bother to watch the highlights because, not going to make a difference. But the Chelsea LAFC game, I did watch that game. I was going to make a video like right after, but I couldn't, man. I was pretty sleepy. Got off of the job, went to work for 4, got off at 1, came home, watching the game. I'm tired. You see what I mean? So I said, you know what? I need to condense this thing. So Chelsea 2, LAFC 0. Pedro Neto in the 34th minute, set up by Nicholas Jackson. And Enzo Fernandez in the 79th minute, brilliantly set up by Liam Delap, making his Chelsea debut. So we expected Chelsea to win this game. But I have to say that LAFC did put up a good fight, and they went out there and represented themselves very, very well. You know, the MLS teams, they don't look too bad. You see what I mean? They don't look too bad. They're holding their own, I gotta say. And they don't get the respect that they deserve. Let me just say that. And what's his name? Sanchez had to come up with a few big saves. LAFC's forward, Buanga, I think his name is. Yeah, Buanga. He looked pretty bright, and he actually kept Sanchez busy. He had a clear chance of Sanchez save with his foot, and another one late in the game, and there was the substitute came on, I think the Venezuelan, if I'm not mistaken, and he had a brilliant chance that he put wide. So LAFC did, produce a few chances, and they tested Chelsea. So 7 shots, 4 on target for LAFC, 17 shots for Chelsea, only 6 on target. So they were a bit wasteful. They did not test Hugo Lloris enough. But when the better opportunities fell Chelsea's way, they did stick him in the back of the net, So Pedro Neto, he looked really good in the game. Enzo Fernandez off the bench looked good. The midfield of Romeo Lavia and Caicedo were very solid. The Chelsea defense didn't have a lot to do for most of the game, but when they, LAFC did challenge and did test them on a few occasions. But Cole Palmer, I think he had an okay game. He could have scored, but he blasted. I think that was a deflection. Cole Palmer has been cold for some time. You see what I'm saying? And I mean cold in a bad way, not a good way. I think he has like 1 goal in 23 appearances or something. But look, Chelsea are going to look to win this tournament. They touted as one of the teams that could go the distance, and they're doing what they're supposed to do, winning the first game without any major hiccups. So you could see Enzo Maresca taking off Reece James. I think he took off who did he take off at halftime? I think he took off Madueke, and he made some changes so that he could, manage the workload of the more vulnerable players, especially Reece James. So, look, Chelsea went out there, did their thing, picked up the 3 points. As for LAFC, they would have to go back to the drawing board and come better next time. So, in terms of the other teams from this group, they play later in Esperance de Tunis from Tunisia and Flamengo of Brazil. So, Flamengo, I think, is going to be the team that's going to give Chelsea the most competition in this group. But it's important for Chelsea to go out there and win the group, because who are they going to meet? Let me see. So they will play a team from Group C. Yeah, you don't want to come in second and have to face Bayern Munich. So Group C winner would play the second place team from Group D, and the Group D winner would play the second place team from Group C. But look, listen. It's going to be tough, because let me tell you, the other game between Benfica and Boca Juniors, that was like action from start to finish. It ended in a 2-2 draw, red cards galore, fights, fouls, The referee could hardly control the game, and it was just hot. And that is characteristics of South American football. The Argentinian team went out there and they wanted blood. You see, especially since Benfica had a few Argentinians playing for them. And, Otamendi, Angel Di Maria, there might be more, but those are the 2 main ones. And Otamendi, he was pumped up for this game. And he was definitely involved, heavily involved in this match, where, he was fouled in the penalty and he scored a goal. But in this game, Merentiel in the 21st minute and Bataglia in the 27th minute give Boca Juniors an early 2-0 lead. They were dominant from the start. They came out the blocks like Usain Bolt, and they meant business. And they were trumping the European opposition. And I was like, damn, man, you got to rate South American football very, very highly. But Bruno Lage's team, you got to give them a lot of credit because they came out very, very well in the second half, made a few substitutions, and they were quite robust. That penalty's kind of suspect, but Otamendi did deem to get fouled on VAR review. Really cool penalty by Angel Di Maria, man. Really exquisite. And it just shows how much of a legendary player he is. Slotted in, barely rolled it in. Goalkeeper went the opposite way. And that was 2-1. They were back in the game. And Ander Herrera, he was subbed off for injury. And then he got into it with the officials and the security trying to, I don't know what he was trying to do. Like, he was trying to get at the referee that was looking at the monitor. I missed the whole thing, but then I caught it late. And then he got red carded. On the bench. He wasn't even on the field when he got red carded. So that's crazy. You see what I'm saying? Because he got subbed out and got red carded, which is nuts. So, yeah. You don't see that too often, though. But Benfica fought back, made changes, brought on the Greek players, the Turkish players, pardon me, brought on Belotti, who got a red card very, very early in his stint. High foot for that red card, 72nd minute. They were down to 10 men, and they still fought back and scored a header from a set-piece situation to Nicolas Otamendi. I have to say that Otamendi is actually better at Benfica than he was at Manchester City. I can say that because I'm a City fan. Otamendi was not this good at Manchester City. He was just a liability in my opinion. But I think since he went to Benfica, he just upped his game. He was much better in the national team. He's still in the national team setup if I'm not mistaken. You know, I haven't been keeping tabs on international football for some time, but kudos to Otamendi, man. The guy is a warrior. And he fought back hard and saved face against the team from his country. Because it would have been kind of, embarrassing for him and Angel Di Maria and co. to lose to Boca Juniors. You see? So they went out there, did what they had to do, pulled back a goal, draw the game 2-2, and then we had Figal getting sent off in the 88th minute. Some very, very dirty stuff in this game where players are kicking each other, blatantly. It was just a really dirty game of football, man. And we see that a lot from South American teams. You can't take your eyes off these games because you're going to miss something. It's just action from start to finish with these teams. So not much more to really add. 2-2, points shared. And this is how it looks in Group C. Bayern on top, 3 points. Benfica in second place with 1 point. And Boca Juniors third with a point. And Auckland City at the bottom of the table, and I expect them to stay at the bottom of the table as well. So in terms of Boca, their next game will be against Bayern Munich come this Friday, and of course Benfica will play Auckland City, where for them they have the advantage where they have to win that game. You see what I'm saying? But then again, it's kind of weird because let's say Benfica, I think right now Boca Juniors got the advantage. It's getting hot in here, boy. God damn. Boca Juniors got the advantage because let me tell you why. Let me rephrase. I think I got it wrong. Boca Juniors got the advantage because when Benfica play Auckland City, they could score as many goals as they want against them, right? They'll go up to 4 points. Let's say Boca go on to lose to Bayern. I'm not saying they're going to lose to Bayern, but let's say they lose to Bayern. So then you have the last game to play where Benfica would have to play against Bayern Munich, needing something from that game on 4 points. Boca Juniors would be on 3. Well, Boca Juniors should be on 1 point. Let's say they lose to Bayern Munich. They'll be on 1 point. So needing 4 points with a better goal difference than Benfica to go through, They'll then know how many they need to score against Auckland City to pip Benfica, who may go on to lose to Bayern Munich. So let's say Bayern go on to win all 3 games. That'll be the situation. So for now, but we never know. We never know. It might end up, who knows, Auckland City might just pull an upset, Never know. But guys, don't want to drag this on any further. This is how I'm going to do things going forward. I'm going to give updates. I'm going to watch highlights when I can. And I'm going to do like a package instead of doing individual videos, because it's just a bit too difficult to keep up with. It's too many games being played every day and have to do, my other business. So next up, guys, let me see. Let me get the total. Let me get the main page. Let me get the main page so we could talk about the games coming up tomorrow. So Flamengo play Esperance de Tunis later. And in terms of the matches coming up tomorrow, we have Fluminense versus Dortmund at 12 p.m. At 3 p.m., River Plate versus Ura Reds, team from South Korea. Ulsan Hyundai. Ura Reds might be Japanese, and Ulsan might be South Korean. I think that's what it is. Ulsan versus Mamelodi Sundowns at 6, and at 9, Monterrey versus Inter. So that's 4 matches. Guys, it's hard. It's hard to cover 4 games individually. So this is how we're going to do things going forward. On Wednesday, we have Man City Wydad, Real Madrid, Al Hilal, Pachuca Salzburg, and Al Ain versus Juventus. Oh, God. Like, that'll complete match day 1. Listen, man. And then for match day 2, I'm going to attempt to do some predictions, because I just wanted to get a feel of the teams before I actually attempt any kind of predictions. But guys, thanks a lot for watching. That's all I have for today. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know what you think about the Club World Cup, man. It's a lot of games to digest in, one day. Seriously. But subscribe if you didn't like the video if you haven't yet done so. And until next time, peace out. Rich Squad. Peace. We talk soon.